Thank you for staying with us. We're switching lanes now. We're being joined by Indy Kato to take a look at the challenges that young people will be facing as they seek elective offices. Of course, you're aware that the president has assented to the Not Too Young to Run bill. It is in place, but then, after that, what is next? What is next? I beg your pardon. But Indy, thank you once again for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me, Victor.
So first of all, again, I would have to say congratulations on the passage of the presidential assent to the Not Too Young to Run bill. I mean, there must be some form of nostalgia going on.
Of course, of course. It's a battle that took us 2 years. So this is good. It feels good. Feels like a second birthday.
I can imagine. Yeah. But moving forward, now that obstacle has been removed, I mean, I don't think it's uhuru, so to speak. I don't think it is yet uhuru for young people who are going to seek elective offices come 2019. I mean, it's a little bit too close, so to speak. But what challenges are there?
Well, there are quite a lot. The older generation is not used to this introduction. So you are in the space and people are looking at you like, oh, you're too young, because it has been normalized that our age is not supposed to be, people our age can't run for this. So they feel we're too young. Keep in mind that what a system that prevents young people from running does is that it makes it difficult for even people in their 30s, because you have not started building from a certain age. So you still have people in their 50s still trying to grow a political career. And there are also political structures on ground. This is really close to election time. I was actually running with Fate. I'm running for State House of Assembly, Kaduna State, to represent Jama'ah. And I started running before the bill was passed, but before the law was passed. And the structures on ground are very difficult to break. It takes a lot of years of political participation. Some of us might be luckier than others, but it's still not so easy. We also have to look at financial, constraints. A lot of young people do not have the cash to run for office. Personally, in my village, I've had a lot of young people come out, but then cannot, they can't break through, because politics in Nigeria is, it's really, really backed by funds. And so these are the issues. We also have people telling you that you're not experienced enough. And somehow the experience does not mean that you've not done enough things, but they just kind of, it's gerontocratic. It's a gerontocratic society. They say old age is the experience. They don't care what you've done.
So again, talking about these structures, how will that be easy? Because like you said, what is on ground at the moment is not really, really young, youth friendly, so to speak. How would you break those barriers?
Well, I think that young people, we've had several conversations on how young people can do this. One of the things is young people actually supporting other young people with funds and other things that you think you can do to help, them win elections, help them with network too. Politics is, on the surface, it looks very idealistic. It seems though if you just put in this work here and there, but a lot of networking, a lot of underground politicking is involved. I think that if we do that, there are more chances. And then young people talk about a youth party, but then we have so many of them. If we can actually come together and form one. South Africa has EFF, and you can see what they are doing there. If we can actually come together, we can break through. But within the political party system that we have right now, get in and get active. I think how I tend to see politics is that politics is a leveler. It does not look at, qualifications and all that. It looks at functionality at the end of the day. If you are useful, you break these doors. So I think young people should get in there, populate the space, and be useful. At some point, nobody will be able to shut doors against you. I started 4 years ago, and I put it behind me that, in my head, that I was going to run for office. So this has been a journey that I've been building for this number of years. It's not a day's journey.
But, one last thing again, just before we wrap up, is the issue of godfatherism. Yeah. That has been, a recurring decimal in Nigeria's political terrain. But now that you have this presidential assent, people are saying that, the godfathers will bring their children and their cronies who are at that age barrier, at that age bracket, and flood, give them the funds they need, give them the backing they need, which means at the same time, when they're in office, they will control what they do. How can that, what's your reaction to that, and how can that be tackled?
I think this adds nothing to the conversation, When we say that the rich people will take their children, they were going to either ways, whether or not the bill was passed. When these people get to 30, 35, if the rich are going to do that, if the elite are going to do that, they will still do that anyway. I'd like to point out that everyone that I know, Samson Itodo, who heads Yaga, is a graduate of Unijust. I'm a graduate of Unijust. We are young children who have young people who have built from next to nothing. So if we can do this, I believe that we can stand our ground. We can get this done. Also, keep in mind that the rich could have also assented to this bill, could have pushed for this bill on their own if this was their agenda and gotten this done. But these are young people. There's always a new wave. When this present generation, the class of 66, when they were doing what they were doing, there was a class of elites back then that they overthrew. So power is not given. We have repeated this over and over again. Power is not given, it's taken. We're seeing steps by my generation to take over right now. I don't think that there's really anything the elite can do at this point. We're not being undemocratic about it. We're taking, very visible steps. We're doing the right things. And I think that eventually power will change hands. Well, I also think that government should of everyone in society. So it's not like it's an us against them. But eventually, by 2027, many of the people you're seeing today will not be able to run for office, will not be able to continue. Even when you want to continue with godfatherism, age and the reality of biology will catch up with you. So there's only so much we can do. There are many people we consider godfathers, many years ago at the beginning of this democracy that do not exist now. It's just what it is. One generation will eventually give up for the others.
We'll have to wait and see how all of that will play out. But Ndi Kato, thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me, Victor.
Very well. Well, that's where we are. We'll take a break and I'll be back with the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Please stay with us.
Obasanjo always wants to serve himself. He's not serving the people. People don't know. Obasanjo is only thinking for himself. He's not thinking about masses of Nigeria. I know him better than most Nigerians know him.
This week's Top 5 videos begins with that of former Abia State Governor Orji Uzor Kalu criticizing Nigeria's former president Olusegun Obasanjo.
So it's just anything that is not Obasanjo is not good for the country. He just wants everything to be done by him.
I am looking for a governor of Imo State, not a governor of zone.
It is followed by the video of Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha calling on Nigeria's political class to jettison the zoning principle and choose leaders by their capacity.
After all, the presidents of Nigeria, where are they from? The three presidents, civilian presidents of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are all from the Northwest. Not from Northeast, not from North Central. I'm talking about military presidents now. Now, Shagari is from Sokoto, Northwest. Even Buhari is from Katsina, Northwest. And his brother, Yaradua, same Katsina, Northwest. I'm sure he's from the same area. So we're talking about people who have something upset to govern. Why are we being so primitive?
The honor bestowed on late Moshood Kashim Abiola is a welcome development. We thank the president. Even though we see it as political, it doesn't matter. It's a step in the right direction.
Third spot is taken by the reaction of Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fauci to the announcement to confer the GCFR title posthumously to the acclaimed winner of the June 12 election, Chief Mko Abiola, by President Buhari.
My dear Nigerians, today marks the 19th year of our nascent democracy and the third anniversary of this administration. I am thankful to Almighty God for bringing us thus far.
In second place is the video of President Muhammadu Buhari's Democracy Day broadcast.
The commemoration of this year's Democracy Day is a celebration of freedom, a salute to the resilience and determination of Nigerians, and a recommitment by the government to keep its promise to lead Nigeria into a new era of justice and prosperity.
And the video of the Nigeria police linking suspected armed robbers responsible for the OFFA robbery in Kwara State to the Senate President and Kwara State Governor takes the first spot.
The Senate President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bukola Saraki, is being invited by the Nigerian Police Force to report to the Force Intelligence Response Team office in Gusape, Abuja, to answer to all the allegations leveled against him from the conventions of the 5 gang leaders.
Well, there you go. Those were the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. However, if the one you were rooting for wasn't there, just go to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/channelsweb. View the video you like and share it with your friends and foe if you like. But that's where we'll wrap it up on this edition of the program. Thank you for watching, and let's continue the conversation via the social media addresses showing on your screen. I'm Victor Matthias.